What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we are going to look at a match breakdown of one of my matches that I had last year, the Onnit Invitational. I like this one a lot because there was a bunch of different things that happened. Good things, bad things, you know, so this one's really good because I really displayed and showed a lot of my technique, a lot of my movements. It wasn't a quick, super quick match that, you know, 2 minutes and it's done. This one went the distance, so I'm going to be able to really dive into some techniques that I love using, some concepts, some things that I like to do when it comes to no gi. Let's go and check it out. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Combate. Let's go. Doing a little hand fighting here. Boom, big quick arm drag to the back. Nearly takes his back. I do this technique all the time. If I were to say no gi for me, I'm a guard puller, all right? This is probably the only technique I ever do. And it's very effective, it's super fast. I have this and maybe one or two other takedowns that I like to do. This one definitely is my main one that I love doing. Quick arm drag, little hand fight, check the distance a little bit, and then just reach inside that arm, grab their bicep and go. Boom. Now I usually like to get to the back, but he rolled. He actually did a 4 roll on this and kind of stopped my ability to take his back. See, he rolls here, so now I had to rely on the reaction. Now I had to roll with him. I go ahead and roll with him, but you can see I'm a little bit too low. I'm more, if my hips were in line with his hips, I would be able to get the back for sure. But now since he rolled and now I'm way too low, I missed the back here. Now that I'm looking back at this video, I probably should have kicked up and started coming up to the top. This is why you'll see me get into deep waters right away. Let's go and watch it. Boom, he pulls the knee in. Ouch, he's knee barring me like crazy. Oh, I'm kicking his butt. I'm getting out of there. I'm not tapping. I'm like, no way. Just started the match, I'm not tapping. I slip out of there and we're going. All right, so I ended up staying on top, you know, and I'm getting right into my cross knee position. Okay, so I'm staying super low. Try to leg attack of my own. Okay, so here's the first showing of my concept on top. Anytime I'm passing no gi specifically, in the gi it's different. It's the same. I would say it's the same concept going for the head. Okay, so in no gi, I'm gonna wrap the head up. Okay, I typically in the gi I'm going collar grip, you know, double collars, collar and elbow, whatever it is from that knee cut cross knee position. In no gi, I'm gonna go more for the head. I'm wrapping the head up, chin strap, and that's gonna get me, you know, what that does is that pretty much collapses his spine and his body and inhibits his movement. In the gi, if I'm able to control the collar and pull that collar and not allow your opponent, your partner, to move and kind of shrimp back a little bit, that's gonna help a lot. In no gi, if you get that chin strap, that's gonna inhibit the movement. And that's gonna allow you to start getting deeper in your passes. Rather than just traditional cross knee, hand on the hip, trying to pass. In no gi, I get to that spot, but also go for the chin strap and start working the pass. So we're here, I go for the neck, and you can see I'm already past his knee shield. I'm already past the knee shield. I'm already set up. My arms, y'all, my arms are, they're long, okay? So they're long and thin, and that helps when I'm going for these chokes. I can literally lock up a darce still from this position. Most people have to get all the way past and all the way to the side, almost north-south, for them to start going for a darce. I can do it from this position. So you'll see me, I'm already setting it up. I'm trying to shoot the darce. I'm not sure if I get it here. Right here, the tangling where he has with my legs, that's the lockdown position. Some of you guys are familiar with that. So the key to that is to, really what I do, I mean, it's really basic, but I whip my right leg up. Okay, almost like I'm trying to kick my right foot up and post it. Okay, so you gotta whip that thing out. If you allow it to stay in there too long, they're going to start to utilize that, get underneath you, especially this guy. He's from 10th Planet. Eddie Bravo invented it. He made all that up. So this guy is definitely, you know, familiar with this position, and you can tell he's going for that when he starts to get in a uncomfortable position. I kicked really hard so that I can get my leg clear, and now I'm getting a little deeper. I still have the head. You notice how that head control just helps so much. There's Professor Raphael and Professor Eddie there in my corner. I love this tournament feel. It was so, everything was so close. I mean, people were just on top of each other. I loved it. It was awesome. So we're here. I'm still going. Oh, we get to the out of bounds area here, and it kind of, whoa, and I still had the position, and it was just weird. It just didn't. Obviously, you can't predict going out of bounds like that. So I had a nice position here. So I'll get into this even more about this lock that I had. And this is made famous by the guy sitting right there, Professor Raphael Lovato. He showed me this lock, and he shows all of his students this lock, and this is something I'll dive into. And definitely something that everyone should be doing in no-gi. So I like that grip because you can rip him down, but he ended up flipping, and I almost got past. So I had to start going crazy. I'm like, man, my guard doesn't get past very often, so I'm not going to let that happen. We ended up getting out of bounds. It just was messy. So now I'm on bottom. This is submission only, so it didn't matter. It's 10 minutes, sub only, with EBI overtime rules. I like sit-up guard, so you can see me kind of weaving my hand up there in the leg already, just in case he backs up and I can kick up and single leg him. So now I'm looking for the arm, just trying to get a reaction. Nothing too fancy there. He goes for my leg, and I get back on top. It's where I'm most comfortable here in no-gi for sure. So you see again, I get back to that cross knee position. Go for the head again. Same thing, same concept. I'm starting to go for the head. Now I have a pretty good cross face, and now I can just kick out from here. I'm really deep in a pass. He's got his left hand on my leg posted out, so that's gonna stop me, slow me down just a little bit. But I can do a quick like hip movement to clear that hand. I'm not sure if I do it here, but I know I have a good position here, starting to collapse on him and put that pressure. I could use that right leg to kick his bottom knee, but I don't think I had the angle right. See, I'm going for that head, still trying to go for that over the top grip, that guillotine grip. And look at my left hand here, it's got the C grip. That's key as well. Always control the feet. The concept is in passing guard is not just get around and get to side control. The concept is there's three walls of defense for the guard. There's their feet, their knees, and their hands. Feet, knees, and hands. If you can get past the feet, notice what I'm doing with my hands. I got C grips on his ankles. Okay, so that C grip is gonna allow me to control his feet and keep him down. All right, now I'm starting to sit on his feet and get past his feet, and then I have to just get past his knees. I'll go back a little bit, you know, see his hand. His hand is on my leg. So now I'm all the way past his first two walls of defense, and I'm into the, I'm in a deep position where I'm about to pass, but now I just have to get past his hands, and I wasn't able to. So you have to get past all three elements to pass the guard. So I wasn't able to pass his hands. He still hand fighting me, and he was able to recover. So now we're here again, and I go for a crazy guillotine here, and it just didn't work out. Again, sub only. If this was a points match, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that at all. I'm not giving up top position. That's just not my motto. But since this is sub only, I was going for the top, going for the kill. So I end up back on bottom. Get a little underhook here, playing a little butterfly. He flies. You see, we're just flying. He's going for subs. I'm going for subs. That's the way it's supposed to be. Boom. So I'm finding that cross knee again. I'm looking. Watch the head hunting. I'm starting to go for an underhook here, looking for the Dars. Boom. So look, notice what I do here. I love this position. I've showed this plenty of times. This is what I call the rewind pass. My right hand, watch my top hand here. My right hand is gonna push at the same time as my right hand pushes his hip. Watch my right hand, I grab his hip here. I'm gonna push, and I'm gonna use my knee, the right knee that's in between his legs, to drive and push his hips back to the center, and I'll go back to like an underhook position. I'm trying to get my right elbow in between his legs. So I'm trying to get inside his leg, inside his knee shield. So I'll utilize a little movement there, but it just didn't work for that one. Almost. I'm pretty sure I tried a couple times here, but he's pretty low with the hips. Anytime someone's low like that, like just turned all the way down, and you can't get back, you can't get your elbow in, there's always an opening for the head. Because they're just on their side, so you can always go over the top. So I'm looking for the head again. I got a nice underhook here. Boom, I switch my legs. Oh, I wish I had a better angle here. I actually have another match in Nogi on Fight to Win one time, Oklahoma, that I did the switch a lot. So this is a concept I love doing in Nogi to avoid maybe a reverse De La Riva hook. Maybe if they are starting to spin, I can use my outside leg. Look at my outside leg here. I can use that leg, and I'm going to switch and bring it inside. So this is going to help. So this kind of almost surprises your opponent. So I switch my legs really fast. My leg is going to hook right there. Boom, I switch it. So now I got the hook, and I can start dropping in. He didn't see it coming. He's trying to go for that lockdown again, and see how I'm trying to kick up. See, I'm trying to kick up and around those toes. Once I do, I got to get my knee out. See how my knee is all the way inside his, all the way below his legs? I got to get it above his legs. I got to get it through that hole. See, I'm pulling. That's my main focus right now. I got to get the foot clear and then get my knee through. Didn't work out. Guy had a super tough guard, so I was really I really had to throw everything I had in the passes here. My hands on the hip, super low base. That way he can't start spinning underneath me. And there's the over the top grip again. Yep, and now I have the position. So this is pretty deep. So now I get past, he goes to turtle, and now I'm in a really good spot here. So let's dive into that grip real quick. I have an underhook. It's going under his arm, okay, or under his chest, all under his body, and coming out by his right here. You'll see his right ear, okay. So this hand comes up, okay, and I'm gonna connect it with this other hand. Now the grip is the gable grip. A basic gable grip is just like this, right? I come over the thumb, right? The Lovato lock is what I call it. Is I don't know if even he calls it that, but I call it that. Is the thumb goes between your pointer finger and your middle finger. Okay, so instead of going just like this, you're gonna put that thumb in the middle. Okay, and you're gonna collapse. Okay, so instead of the thumb under your fingers, you just put your thumb in between your pointer and your middle finger. What that does, so the gable grip. Here's the gable grip here. The gable grip is great. Okay, I'm not saying the gable grip's bad. I'm just saying for scenarios like this where I'm going for chokes, guillotines, darces, anaconda chokes, I want that thumb in the middle, okay? Or in between the pointer and the middle. The gable grip is gonna only allow your elbows to go so far, all right? And we can be like, whoa, look, I can do it, right? I can put my elbows together. It's just not comfortable. Your shoulders are twisting. It's not as comfortable, all right? This, and we're always looking to be, even if it's just 1% more efficient, great, let's do it. All right, so this is gonna add more efficiency to your chokes and just tighter chokes. The thumb goes in the middle. Now I can bring my elbows together comfortably. Easy, easy, okay? So what that does, just imagine their head in between your elbows, you're gonna have that much more of a squeeze and that much tighter of a grip, okay? So that's what that's what I use all the time in Nogi. And I love it, I love it. And what I wanted to do was flip him on his side so I can lock that darce. But there was so much momentum from that flip. You know, I don't know what it was. Maybe I've been hitting the weight room too much. I just flipped that dude and he toppled over, right? So he's super tough, he continues to go. And I had to use just some athleticism to get over the top. I like this move here. This was really fun. So, whoa, and I just get back to that position. So if I stayed there, I would have lost it. So now I got the darce. It's not as tight as I wanted it to. It's like a short darce. And I felt like I didn't want to wear my arms out. So I went to the back. Just having to rely on the movement. We're going. And I get to this leg drag position. Even better here, because now if I start to come out of here, I can go for the head and arm. Here, this is still a good spot. I just need to clear My left leg, he's got my left leg with his legs and his arms, so it's gonna be tough to kick out, even if I do a big kick downward. There it is. Oh, he gets his knee back in. Okay, so here, watch. If I were to keep my knee, so watch when he escapes here. He does a big bump, and I lose position, no gi, it's just no gi. Things slip off, you know, in the gi, it's gonna be, I have a easier time, obviously, holding on to my opponent, but he was able to slip his knee back inside. If I were to stay here with my knees on the ground, he would then start to get that bottom knee back out and all the way feet on the hips. What I do here, look at his leg. Whenever he turns his left knee back inside, he gets his knee back in there. You see how he gets his knee back into my stomach? In order to get back to the leg drag position, I have to pick up my left knee. So I'm gonna put it through that hole that he created. See how I put it on his stomach, I'm gripped up, I'm nice and tight, and I put my knee back on his stomach. This is gonna allow me to use my hand to push his knee back through that hole, okay? If I kept my knees on the ground, which is it's difficult, it takes practice. So when you're first, you know, learning how to pass, or even if you don't like passing, even if you are, you know, very experienced in jiu-jitsu and you just never really pass, this could be a common mistake, is to not react when your opponent reacts. Like saying maybe you have a half guard, and your knees are down and you got heavy pressure, and they escape and they get their leg back or knee shield back in or feet back on the hips, and you stay there. That's the mistake. It's like they move, it's like a chess match. They move, I move, they move, I move, okay? Until I can make more moves than them and break them, right? So right here, he made his move, okay? And instead of me saying, dang, I had a good position with my knees were down. Now I can't stay here anymore, so I pick up my knee, I put it back on his stomach, and now I can use the knee that is on his stomach, and I can start pushing his right knee and putting his hip back on the ground. Just like I do here, watch. Yeah, look at that. See how I use my hand? And you drive my knee that is on his stomach, and I push his legs back down that way, and I get back to the leg drag position. That's how you effectively get back to leg drag or do leg drags in the first place. It's been a great match so far. I was in the match, and I'm just excited to watch it. Definitely super, super active, exciting the whole time. Again, same concept, going for that head. He recovered all the way. Really good escapes, just super tough. And I'm going for that choke. And there's time. That was the end of regulation, the end of the 10 minutes. Now we're moving into overtime. Definitely wanted to show that one and go over that. I thought that was really fun. That was a cool match, and hopefully you guys liked the breakdown. Again, you know, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Click the bell right next to that as well, and so that you guys don't miss a video. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. I hope to get another breakdown here pretty soon. Maybe grab, who knows, some legends of the game, and get a nice breakdown of that. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Love y'all. See y'all soon.